Hello and welcome to a new Flight Simulator 2024 video. Today we're going to be doing the first leg of an around the world flight. Now, I thought about a few different aircraft to use for this, and I settled on the Pilatus PC-12. Main reasons really because I've never flown it before and have no idea how it works. And, well, it's a fairly capable aircraft, fairly long range, has an autopilot, which is pretty handy for the things we're planning it for. So, the first leg of today's flight is going to be from Scotland, so we're flying from Prestwick Airport, and we're going to fly to Iceland, and we're going to fly to Keflavik. Now, once we get to Keflavik, that'll be the end of leg 1, and we'll see where we're going to go after that. Basically, this depends on what the maximum distance and endurance of the PC-12 is, and we'll see how far we can get. Now, getting to Iceland was just on the edge of the range. However, it wasn't quite possible to find an airport in Greenland that we could land at. So, we'll start off by getting into the aircraft, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're just going to do a little walk around of the aircraft just now. Take a look around and see what it looks like. Now, it's a fairly basic aircraft. There's not a whole lot to it. It's kind of like the TBM from 2020, if you've ever flown that. It's pretty familiar. The autopilot is a little bit different, and some of the glass screen instruments are a little bit different as well. But I didn't find this to be too much of a transition, and I have enjoyed flying it actually. So, we'll get to that shortly anyway. However, without further ado, we will hop aboard the aircraft now, we'll get started up, and we'll get taxiing out to runway 30. Okay, that's startup complete. So we're just looking at a little idea of where we're going to go from the ramp onto the taxiway and then onto the runway. So we're going to take a left turn once we're powered back here. And once we've done that, we're going to take that first left, then a right, then another left, and then that will take us onto the active runway. Once we're there, we'll get set up for takeoff. A bit unusual to do a power back, to be honest, but who needs a pushback tug when you have reverse thrust? Okay, we are ready to go. It's time to get in the air, get ourselves over to Keflavik. We're going to have a nice couple of views out the windows on the way there. So hopefully you'll enjoy some of those nice scenic moments. And once we're in the air, we'll get the autopilot engaged and we'll get flying. If anyone has watched any of my videos previously, you'll know that that is the beautiful Isle of Arran in the background. And that loud banging noise was hopefully nothing
Papa Echo 439 contact Scottish Centre on
dangerous.
875. Good day.
Anyway, enjoy the flight, and I'll see you when we get to Keflavik. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed the flight. Here we are on final approach into Keflavik. Now, we haven't encountered very many bugs, other than a few FPS issues, and as you can see, quite a few of them splattered on the windscreen of the PC-12. However, it could have been a lot worse. So, we've made it here safely. We're coming in for a nice landing here. There's a couple of aircraft lined up for takeoff. So we're just going to squeeze in before they start their takeoff runs. Now, Pappies are looking okay at this point. There was a little bit of wind and turbulence on the approach here, so we do get blown up and down a little bit, which makes it a little bit more of a challenging approach. As you can see, we're being a little bit high, according to the Pappies. However, they're just an advisory thing in my opinion, so I don't really pay too much attention to as much as I should. But the touchstone down is coming into view now,
Keflavik Tower, ICER,
and we are ready to land.
Ready for IFR departure, runway 19er.
ICER 853, hold short runway 19er. Traffic is generic on the runway.
And here we come in for a touchdown.
Hold short runway
Now.
19er, ICER.
Okay, we're on the ground. We haven't crashed, we haven't burned. We are alive. Leg 1 is complete. Last thing to do is to taxi off the runway, and that will be that. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the first video in this series. There are going to be more, and it is going to take a little bit of time to record and edit these, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching. So if you have, thank you very much. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and I will see you on the next leg. Thanks again, hope you have a great day, take care, and bye.
ICER 671 QNH 1021. Cleared for takeoff runway 19er.
Clear for takeoff, runway 19er, ICER 671.